welcome to piano. I'm so excited today is like a really great day because we're combining all of the primary chords that we've learned in all three major keys that we've learned so far. And that's a big deal, okay? So before we get started though, if you could do some things for me, if you don't mind liking and sharing this video. I know my lessons are reaching thousands and thousands of you, and that is so wonderful. It just helps make me feel awesome knowing that you guys are achieving your piano learning dreams with the help of my videos. So thank you. Next, don't forget to subscribe. That's the easiest thing you can do. The button is like literally right there. Not hard, very simple to do, and it helps just keep me going. It's like a little bit of dopamine, right? To keep me going. Thank you for that. If you are looking to take your piano learning to the next level, join my Discord server. We have divided everybody up into their class channels. So that way everybody can get the help that they're looking for on their piano learning. So if there's a really specific phrase in your music that's tricky or you want some feedback on your learning, post a video inside of your class channel and I will provide that for you. So we take things to the next level here. So I'd love to see you on Discord. And finally, I'm on Patreon, right? So I cannot thank my patrons enough because without their financial support every month, this would not exist. I would not be able to do this, right? So with their help, they are bringing these lessons to you every single month. So if you can find it in your heart, in your wallet, to donate something small, like $5 a month, it's like the cost of a Frappuccino. Maybe not now. Maybe like a tall Frappuccino. Then go ahead and do that, right? Like your piano learning is important to you and keeping me going is important. So that way I can keep providing you with these valuable lessons on YouTube, okay? I'd love to see you on my patrons list. All right, let's get down to business. All right, so last time we had learned raisins and almonds, right? So raisins and almonds in your adult all-in-one book is on page 136, I think. Yes, 136. And raisins and almonds was interesting because it was basically talking about D minor. The primary chords in D minor, which is the relative minor of F major. They have the same key signature, right? They both have a B flat, right? So with raisins and almonds, let's go ahead and play through this piece together at the tempo written moderately. Don't forget your pedal. Do your best to do those dynamics, and let's see how it sounds, okay? All right, let's do it together. You got this. All right, so starting here at the beginning, we are starting in a D minor position here. I've got my right foot on the pedal, the damper pedal, and I will begin. Let's count off. 1, 2, 3, go. There is raisins and almonds. How did you do with all those primary chords in D minor? Did you do okay? I know that sometimes that sneaky C sharp can come up in your V7. That's okay. Because of the nature of the harmonic minor scale, that seventh tone is raised, when you're doing the V7 chord. Because of the 7th, that's where that C sharp comes in, okay? Even though it's not in the key signature, that's just how harmonic minor scales work, okay? But I'm proud of you for playing such a difficult piece. How did you like the ending? I think it's really beautiful when it goes up the octave at the end. And I probably could have done a better job of my dynamics at the very end because it was supposed to be a pianissimo. And I didn't quite get there, but I tried the best that I could. If you got down to a beautiful pianissimo, kudos to you. I'm sure it sounded gorgeous. So let's turn the page. We're ready for a new song. All right, so when I spoke at the very beginning about having a piece that is now exploring all 3 major keys and their primary chords, this is what I was talking about. He's got the whole world in his hands, okay? So those of you who have grown up in the Christian faith, you are very familiar with this piece, okay? You probably sang it as a kid, and you've probably got it memorized. Those of you who are not religious or from a different religion, this is brand new to you, okay? So in the tradition of a spiritual, which is the style of this piece, you will see a lot of syncopation, a lot of elements that are very, very much in those primary chords, especially in your left hand. Okay, so as we're going through, I want you to listen very carefully to how that syncopation works, especially in the right hand, and how those chords are progressing in your left hand, okay? We're gonna begin with the first section. This says key of G major, okay? So remember, G major has 1 sharp, okay? I see it in my key signature for those first 3 lines. And then I see that my right hand is going to be in a G position. It's a little bit different than your typical G position because we have a finger 4 beginning on our G. Or not the G. Listen to me. That's a D. Hey, I'm normal. I'm a regular person. I still forget some things. That is a D finger 4, okay? So let's begin looking at our notes in the right hand. Listen for that syncopation, okay? We've got some tied notes. We've got some upbeats and things like that. So listen carefully. Here we go. This is the right hand of the G major section. Right hand only with our finger 4 on our D above, 1 octave above your middle C. So not this D, but this one up here. We can tell by where it's placed on the treble staff, okay? So I'm going to count off slowly so you can hear how this rhythm is supposed to go, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Oh goodness, that's an F sharp. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and 1 and 2 and rest. Yeah, okay. Now you know what I'm talking about with that syncopation, okay? Pardon my missed F sharp. That was a big no-no for me. Yeah, okay. I see it right there too. It's like staring at me, but you know, it happens. So I'm going to play that section, the first 3 lines again. Right hand, again, just the right hand by itself. I'm going to keep that counting with the 8th note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can hear exactly when some of those notes are coming in on the and or the upbeat of a beat, then you understand that that's where that syncopation is occurring, okay? It's really important to get this rhythm just right. So let's try it one more time, okay? I promise I'll get that F sharp. All right, let's do it. Here we go. I can joke around with you adults and teens because you just accept me for who I am, right? I don't need to worry about the kids making fun of me. All right, so here we go. Finger 4 on our D, and I'm going to count off 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and rest. Okay, so that was much better. Yeah, the first time through was a little bit shaky, but once we got that rhythm solidified in the right hand with the syncopations, that helps tremendously, okay? Now you are very lucky, okay? Because as we are going through this piece, you look at these 3 lines and you're like, oh my gosh, this is really, really tough. Well, yes, it is, darling. But guess what? The rhythm is transferred to the C major section as well as the F major section, okay? So learn the rhythm, then apply it to your different keys, okay? What's going to be difficult is getting the rhythm and syncopation just right, okay? It's not necessarily going to be the notes in whichever key that you're playing in, it's the rhythm, okay? So as you're going through here, whatever you learn in the G major section, you can apply rhythmically to your C major section and your F major section, okay? So it's like you're cutting down on the amount of work that you have to do if you really, really focus on that rhythm, okay? All right, let's look at the left hand in our G major section now, okay? I want you to notice the primary chords and how it's keeping a consistent beat, okay? That's a big deal. Now, the only place where you have syncopation in the left hand is in the final measure of the G major section, okay? You see where you've got, look at line 3, measure 3. You've got an 8th note triad, and then a quarter note 4 chord, a C chord, and then an 8th note G major triad 1 chord again, okay? That's how you can see the upbeat, right? That's what we're doing here, right? So let's see how the left hand goes, okay? I'm going to say my chord name, okay? The Roman numeral, so either a 1 chord, a 4 chord, or a V7, okay? I'm going to say that. Remember, we're in G major, okay? Don't forget your F sharp. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Starting with the left hand in G major, this is my 1 chord. I'm starting in the G major in the bass staff below middle C, okay? We're not going to be way down here. We're going to be up here towards the middle of the piano, okay? So let me count off. 1, 2, ready, play. 1 chord. There it is. 1. And another. V7. Ready to change. Back to 1 chord. Excellent. Line 3. B7. Syncopation. Here we go. Yes, that's a 1, 4, 1. Yeah, very nice. Okay, now that's the chord progression for your G major section, okay? 1 chord, V7 chord, 1 chord, V7 chord, 1, 4, 1, okay? That happens in your C major section as well. Same thing in your F major section. What do you know? Oh my gosh. We are literally able to apply the knowledge we learned in one section into the next sections. That's good, okay? This is why over the course of the last 2 years that we've been learning piano together, I have been talking about the importance of learning and memorizing your primary chord progressions, right? I sound like a broken record, right? But it's worth it because once you get there, you can move to any key and you'll know what to do. That's why it's so important, okay? Now, I'm going to play the G major section hands together. The syncopation is hard. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? But what I want you to listen for is that consistent beat in the left hand. Because when you have that consistent beat in the left hand, you can use a pencil and draw a line straight up to see where it lines up with that right hand chord or right hand note, okay? Some of it may line up with nothing and it's just kind of hanging out. But that's okay. As long as that left hand is a consistent beat, you'll know exactly what to do, okay? All right, I'm going to play it for you. Follow along in your music as best as you can. This is the G major section of He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. All right, here we go. We are going to count off. Here we go in our G major section. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Tricky, right? Yes. Take the time to go back if you need to. Listen to that section once more. Line up those left-hand notes with your pencil in your book, okay? I'm going to move on now to the C major section. Since we don't necessarily have to talk too much about rhythm, I'll play it hands apart for you and then play it hands together. But I don't necessarily need to go into the rhythm much because we just spent a lot of time learning that, okay? Let's switch back to piano view. You got this. Here we go. C major section. Now, this means our hand is going to shift from a G major down to C, okay? Finger 4 on your G, left hand in C position, all right? So let me start with just the right hand. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. G, G, E, G. Hold. And. 'See how the rhythm is the same? That's good. All right, now switching to left hand, C position. We've got our 1 chord. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. And 1 chord. Get ready to switch. V7. Very nice. No sharps or flats. This is C major. Back to 1 chord. B7. 1, 4, 1. And there it is. Nice. Okay, here we go. Left and right together. Here's the C major section. Now I do notice at the beginning of the C major section, I see piano. So I'm going to do my best to play this nice and quietly, okay? You try to do the same. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. section. Nice job. Clappity clap, clap, clap. So G major, copycat section in C. Now we are going to literally copy and paste it and go now into F major. But what's the difference with F major? Do you remember? There's a B flat. Yes, there's a B flat in the key signature. So as we shift, don't forget your B flats. Okay? Yes. So let's go over the right hand section all the way through. Then we'll do the left hand. Then we'll do the hands together, okay? Yes. Now there's a little bit of an ending change when we get to line 3. It's sort of like an extension, okay? Looking at the final 3 measures of the piece, you'll notice that there's a ritardando, then 2 measures of half notes with some fermatas, okay? That's just sort of to help us signify the end of the piece, okay? And we'll go through that too, okay? Let's switch. Here we go. All right, F major now. I'm moving my hand. Finger 4 on C above middle C, okay? 1 octave above. 1 and 2 and 3. B flat. Good. Here we go. D, E, hold. 6th. Now we have a 5th B flat with the fermata and end with the 6th again. Yes. Very nice. Cool. There's actually pedal there at the end and I completely forgot, but that's okay. Let's do the left hand now. F major. And we've got our left hand finger 1 thumb on our middle C actually. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Get ready to switch. Don't forget your B flat. Here we go. Very good. Back to F major. To B7, here we go. Ritardando, slowing it down, slowing it down, slowing it down. F major 1. Now we have a 4. Very nice. Down to a 1 with the fermata. Woohoo. Very good. Okay, I'm going to do the F major section. Hands together. Here we go. All right, I'm ready and in position. Turn on your listening ears, follow along in your music. You can follow that syncopation and see how it sounds, okay? This is the forte section, so I'm gonna really milk it. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3. Slowing down. Open it up to a 5th. 4 chord, and then we end. Woohoo! Very nice. That's like super fancy. I like that. Super strong ending on that piece, okay? Now, for the grand finale, we are going to play the whole thing all the way through, okay? But I'm going to change a few things, okay? Now, we have been learning this piece with straight rhythm, okay? Now, when I say straight rhythm, you're literally playing it as written, okay? Now, when we do something called lilt, it's a little bit lazier, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bum, 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 he's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole. So what I'm going to be doing is putting some some of that lilt in there, a little bit of laziness, right? You'll see how I'm lingering on some of those notes to give it that feel, that lilt, okay? Now, doing lilt in addition to syncopation can be really tricky, okay? But it's something that you can work towards, okay? Once you've had it learned with a good straight rhythm, very mechanical, mathematical, all the way through, then I promise you, injecting a little bit of lilt will come, okay? It just takes some practice, okay? So let me play this for you with a little lilt, and I'm gonna give you a surprise ending. I think you'll enjoy it. All right, here we go. Turn on those ears, follow along. Okay, so G major to begin. I am in position and ready. Here we go. And there you go. So that was my surprise ending, which was interesting because I ended up not quite finding the F at the end. But what I did was this. I played my chord starting in the second to the last measure. We've got that F chord. Then I played my 4 chord. And then when I got to the final 1 chord, I did a little, what is that? Tremolo. Right? You play your notes over and over. And then I found my high F. I went glissando all the way down to my F. And then you hit 2 Fs at the very bottom of the bass staff. So that's what I did. And I am very, very excited about that surprise ending. So if you want to try it, you absolutely can. So wonderful job learning this. He's got the whole world in his hands. I hope you have fun practicing it. And remember, if you need any help with this song, make sure that you hop onto Discord and record yourself playing so that you can have a little bit of help whenever you need it, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in today. Don't forget to join Patreon. I am on Patreon because this is how I sustain my business here. So if you want to donate on a monthly basis, go ahead and do so. I greatly, greatly appreciate my patrons who have made that commitment to me. So I hope to see you on that list. Happy practicing. I will see you on Discord and on YouTube later. Take care, my friends. Bye.